Magic the Gathering is the world's most popular trading card game. Millions of people gather to play this game. So naturally, Wizards has tried to adapt this online, but with various mixed results. Magic the Gathering Online is a Windows 95 effort, but Magic Duels in all of its variants have been, in a way, a failure. So Wizards of the Coast are trying again with Magic Arena. It is currently in its open beta, and we have some fans on this show. So I brought along Liam, and I brought along Shane from Planeswalker Plus to talk about this game. So just what's your general first take on Magic Arena?
I like it as a way to sort of itch the sort of need to play Magic casually at home. I like drafting in bed, but I'm not sold on it in this would be like ever surpass me wanting to play paper Magic or spend money on it.
Shane?
I feel like it is actually capturing the hole that I think Hearthstone is leaving itself at the moment. I think Hearthstone is failing itself in a few places here and there, and I feel like Magic is really one that could actually take its spot.
No, yeah, I can definitely see an argument for that, but we'll get to that later. First off, we want to just talk about Magic Arena in its current state because it has many of the trappings of standard Magic. So you can play constructed, you can draft the current set or the current standard set of cards, and the experience of that is pretty analogous to what paper Magic feels like, if only 80% of the way there, Liam.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big standard player, moved on from that a little bit a while ago, but yeah, you get to experience the sort of more recent cards and how they fit together in different sort of strategies. You can sort of build your way up decks, but that's, with like all free-to-play models, is quite difficult without spending money.
And this game is extremely free to play with multiple currencies, multiple asymmetrical currencies. And just the fact is, if you want to build your own deck without spending any money, you're going to have to open lots and lots and lots of in-game board packs, which will mean it'll take months for you to get a deck that you want to play. And you don't have the luxury to be able to build a meme deck if you only have one deck. You're forced to build the sort of meta competitive thing if you want to have a good time playing standard.
That said, though, I think that it is dealing with the almost, I guess, tutorial side better than Hearthstone. It's much more complex game than Hearthstone. You've got a lot more elements between even instances, your enchantments, and even a lot of other effects that, change the game totally. It's one of those ones I think brings you into even just the colors and even the melt of colors really, really well. You earn those like mixed decks pretty early on. The quest system I feel like is a lot better than the Hearthstone quest system, and you get, I feel like, more rewards in the quest system.
You get enough for either 5 in-game boosters or 1 draft per week if you play all your dailies, basically.
Yeah, and it's one of those ones I feel like it's maybe still missing a few things here and there with like the social system and stuff like that, still missing at the moment, but even just like Singleton and stuff like that, I think that there's a lot of options for beginner players to try out new decks and even just draft and stuff like that.
And that's one thing that that Magic Arena, even in its beta, has managed to succeed at, which is the new player experience, because you will get basically a deck a day to play with, to experiment. And eventually you unlock 15 free decks with all the cards contained within, which isn't enough to build a meta deck by any stretch, but it's enough to play with. And the game at least gives you the common courtesy of matchmaking pre-made decks against pre-made decks. You're not going to be running into any tier 1 mono red nonsense with your blue, green, merfolk, whatever.
I mean, I feel like those introduction decks, which is 15, gives you a fairly good idea of different strategies that you can take in Magic, or whether you want to be hyper aggressive or a bit more tempo or what have you, and you get an idea of different play styles where the quests are telling you to play different decks to get coins. So that's good. It is, I think it's more successful as a dipping your toes into Magic than Duels of the Planeswalker ever was. So I think if it's successful. As a enfranchised player, it's not the sort of Magic I would pay to play, and also misses the social side of it. But it's enough that I'm still playing it. And normally, I as the sort of the new plus person, not the game person of like movies, comics, whatever. Normally games a couple of days and then I'm bored and I can't play again. And this I've been playing for a while, so.
And that's the thing, it does manage to replicate the Magic experience quite well, even down to its presentation, where instead of just laboriously being individual cards on some Windows 98-esque format. Like, everything moves slick, everything moves swiftly here. Oh, like, it's definitely taken notes from Hearthstone in terms of its presentation, and it's kind of the best that Digital Magic has been.
It is one of those ones where I feel like it's doing what it is really, really well. I'm just hoping that it does more.
Very quickly, Liam, like, we talk about Magic Arena and Paper Magic. The two should really try to integrate themselves more, shouldn't they? We've already seen this with experiments of getting codes with pre-release packs for Magic Arena, but it isn't enough, is it?
I feel like there's a lot of card games that already do that, where you buy a Pokemon booster, you get a digital booster. Warhammer has just released a card game that has a digital side of it, where each of the cards has its own code, so you get each card.
Oh, okay.
So I feel like there is ways to very easily integrate it, and it also means you go, well, I buy a $5 booster, and I get a digital booster as well. Yeah, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
So I think there's ways you can do that without sort of ruining the economy, and I feel like that would help make it maybe get the sort of casual people from Arena and from Paper to synergize.
Yes. So, one sentence, final take. Liam, Shane, are you generally up or down on Magic Arena?
I'm enjoying it as a casual way to play Magic. I don't think it'll ever surpass my interest in Paper Magic because I enjoy that way more. In terms of digital card games, look, I'm still waiting for BioWare to make Pazaak. But in the meantime, I'll play Arena.
I'm enjoying it as a digital card game. As Magic, I'm still missing the multiplayer and social aspect. I feel like, yeah, the multiplayer aspect is probably going to be hard to touch on, and I hope they somehow do, because it is really a big part of what I feel like Magic is. But I'm a little bit pessimistic on that side.
Meanwhile, I like where the game is at the moment. It is missing certain things like social, but it also needs to improve its economy to make making fun decks much more possible instead of having to just grind your way towards that one meta deck. But still, thank you very much, Shane. Thank you very much, Liam, for joining me to talk about Magic Arena, and we may see you, viewer, in the Magic Plains, assuming that they add a friends list.